3, 4. Burn it down! Burn it down! Burn it down!
Howdy hi, fans, friends, and fam. We're in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania for tonight's Rwl Sn Rl. Glad you're with us. I'm Wally Cardill, joined as usual by Johnny Bianco and GM Hangman Tex Lynch. We're about 12 or so days from our next Supercard on April 28th, and don't be surprised if events at tonight's Sn Rl also lead to what could happen that Monday the 28th.
You'd better believe a lot of what's been happening lately, both on Snarl and Rage, will be a major contributing factor to the Supercard, and the lineup for tonight is definitely standout stuff. Big name stars in big time matches. That's how we do it around here. Right, Tex?
You got it, Mr. Bianco. Good evening, folks. How you doing tonight? Yes, sir. Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. The backdrop for tonight's Snarl, and oh man, it's feeling very upbeat and very exciting. So let's not waste any time. Let's go right from the rip to our first matchup tonight.
And we're even starting off in the big time with Legends Division action as the Honky Tonk Man, along with the Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart, gets set to lock it up against the Grand Wizard's Masked Superstar. Our opening contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by the Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart from Music City, USA, weighing 243 pounds, here is the Honky Tonk Man.
The Mouth of the South and HTM, it's been about 8 months since we last saw the Honky Tonk Man lost his last match to the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. But forgetting all about that, the Honky Tonk Man back tonight with Jimmy Hart all set to go against the Masked Superstar. And while his record in RWL's Legends Division hasn't exactly been stellar, let's never forget this was the guy who at one time held the Intercontinental Championship in WWE for the longest time.
Honky's had his share of pretty good matchups. He's lots tougher than he lets on, and I'm sure he's bucking for a win against the Masked Superstar.
His opponent, accompanied by the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, from parts unknown, weighing 275 pounds, the Masked Superstar.
And here's a guy who's been a mainstay of the Grand Wizard's Rogues Gallery. Masked Superstar can always be depended on for a terrific match. And yes, he is favored to win this one, based purely on size, weight, and power. With the advantage in all three, going straight to Masked Superstar, that I'm still not gonna sell Honky Tonk Man short, since he's surprised us a time or two with an occasional rare, but genuine upset.
Makes no difference whether he's doing a single or he's in a tag with Ernie Ladd, Ox Baker, or whoever else in the Grand Wizard stable. The Masked Superstar is always a threat to ruin an opponent's night. Well, guys, seems like we got ourselves a pretty solid card opener here. Two big-time legends one-on-one. Let's see how it all shakes out. Referee Willie Johnson rings the bell. Here we go. Honky locks him up and slams the Masked Superstar face first into the canvas. Superstar counters with a kick to the head. And the Masked Superstar starts to open up on HTM with a series of stomps to the shoulder. The Grand Wizard of Wrestling feeling those blows, man. A third one. Wow. Masked Superstar rounds up Honky Tonk. Whoa. Series of hard shots. And a headbutt. Takes him down to the canvas again. The Grand Wizard of Wrestling cheering him on. Masked Superstar up on the middle rope as HTM makes his way up to his feet. And here we go. Whoa! Missile shoulder tackle. Takes down the Honky Tonk Man again. As the Masked Superstar continues to deliver stomps and kicks, HTM back up on his feet. Nails him with a right. Countered with a knee to the midsection. A double chop to the throat. Man, he's working fast. The Masked Superstar with HTM up against the ropes. Has him up in the front cradle. Look at this. Driving knees into the side of the Honky Tonk Man, using the ropes to hang him up. And then follows it up with a follow-away slam. The Masked Superstar Like we said at the start, man, he's got all the power. Dragon screw from HTM. Honky Tonk's going to have to use skill. Drives a knee into the arm of the Masked Superstar. Follows it up with a stomp to the head. And now, knuckles to the side of the temple of the Masked Superstar, the mouth of the South, cheering on the Honky Tonk Man here. As he starts to really open up, he starts to take himself all the way up to the top turnbuckle. The Masked Superstar laid out, crossbody with a pin. Here we go. One, but just a one. Masked Superstar powers out. Gets rounded back up by the Honky Tonk Man. Knee to the midsection from the Masked Superstar. Locks up HTM. Takes him down. Drives a knee into the leg of HTM. Honky slams him face first to the canvas. Follows it up with a stomp. The Grand Wizard of Wrestling. Liking what he's seeing so far as the Masked Superstar starts to flounder just a little bit here. Honky Tonk Man with a stomp to the side of the head. And now, look at this. Drives the knee into the other arm. And the Masked Superstar in trouble here as HTM goes for a pin. One. But again, just a one. Masked Superstar powering out pretty easily. HTM with a fist drop. Oh, man. HTM rounds him up. Oh, look at this. Masked Superstar counters, has him up over the shoulders, drops him over the top rope, hangs him up. Oh. Masked Superstar countered by HTM with a headbutt, takes him down. Man, all right, Honky Tonk Man trying to battle back here. Rounds up the Masked Superstar. A hard right hand, a shot to the midsection, misses with the chop. A hard right spins him around. And there's a suplex. Followed up with a short arm clothesline from the Masked Superstar. The Superstar stalking Honky. Lines him up. Oh, look at this. Here we go. In first, the Cobra Clutch. And then into a crossface. Honky Tonk Man could be in trouble here. It could be a submission. He's got it locked in pretty good. And Honky Tonk Man can't reach the ropes. Almost tap. Oh, that was close. That might have been it just enough. Masked Superstar covers, hooks the leg. One, two. But again, no. Honky Tonk Man powering out, and the Masked Superstar can't believe it. Heck, I kind of can't believe it. Hard stomp from the Masked Superstar. Honky Tonk Man counters with a shot. Locks up. Countered with a knee. Dodges a couple of blows right there. Honky Tonk with a jab. A couple of hard rights. Goes behind clothesline. Takes him down. Honky Tonk Man gathers him up again. Countered by the Masked Superstar. A hard right. A double chop to the throat. A series of rights and lefts. And the Masked Superstar goes behind again. German release suplex on HTM. Followed up with a stomp to the leg. Well, here we go. Oh, man, stomp to the lower abdomen. I guarantee you Honky Tonk Man's feeling that one. Okay. Masked Superstar going for the cover here. One, two. Oh, shut up. Honky Tonk Man still won't give up. The Masked Superstar misses with the knee. The Honky Tonk Man definitely steps out of the way. A hard right, locks up. Headlock takedown from HTM. And he's got it locked in. He is squeezing for all he's worth, but the Masked Superstar powers out. Honky Tonk Man follows it up. Drives another knee into the arm of the Masked Superstar. HTM battling back yet again. Momentum shifts galore in this one. Look at this one. Head scissor from Honky Tonk Man. The Masked Superstar could be in trouble here. Possible submission. But look at this. Here we go. He escapes. They lock up again. Knee to the midsection. The Masked Superstar has him up. Inverted atomic drop right in the lower regions. Oh, that hurt. Kick to the head from the Honky Tonk Man. The hard right spins him around. The Masked Superstar with a headbutt to the back of the head. And a whoa, just tossed him. Tossed him halfway across the ring. The Masked Superstar gouging the face of the Honky Tonk Man. Whoa. Oh, man. From behind, turns him around, has him up in the front cradle. Oh, rib breaker from the Masked Superstar. Superstar tried for the submission, but too close to the ropes. Honky Tonk Man spun around with a hard right, and another German suplex, and another short arm clothesline that spins him ass over tea kettle. Masked Superstar going for the cover here. One, two, and it. Oh, well, now Honky Tonk Man giving the Masked Superstar a bit of a hard time here tonight. Masked Superstar shoved away. HTM back up on his feet, clubbing right to the top of the head, a stomp, a kick. And the Honky Tonk Man, refusing to give up here, drives another knee into the arm of the Masked Superstar. Sets him up, stomp to the side of the head. And the Masked Superstar in big trouble here as the Honky Tonk Man makes his way to the top rope. Here we go. Drives a knee right into the head of the Masked Superstar. Follows it up with a fist drop. And the Grand Wizard up on his hind legs. The Honky Tonk Man says, no, I'm not paying no attention to you. Drives another knee into the arm of the Masked Superstar. Counter kick from the Masked Superstar back up on his feet. Goes behind. Here's that Cobra Clutch again. And now into a submission. The crossface one more time. Honky Tonk Man can't reach the ropes. And he is fighting. Nope, that's it. He has just tapped out. The Masked Superstar has just won this match by submission. Oh, wow.
The time, 7 minutes and 8 seconds. And your winner by submission, the Masked Superstar.
Well, let's give Honky Tonk Man an A+ for effort, because he came awful close a couple of times to snatching this one away. But that last submission hold was the end of the game for HTM, credited, of course, with an able assist from the Grand Wizard.
Yes, sir. Gotta give HTM his due. He certainly did give it a try. He had a couple of near falls, but the Grand Wizard managed to pull that last distraction, which led to that last submission hold, which led to the tap out. Well, and as usual, the Grand Wizard, with a little bit of shadiness, helps his man to another win.
I was kind of hoping that HTM would pull a rabbit out of the hat here, but it was just no good between the Masked Superstar being way too dialed in, and yeah, with a little help from his friends, leads to the tap-out win for the Superstar. Sometimes the Grand Wizard's just too slick for his own good.
That is absolutely true, GB. And that takes care of our first match. We'll be back with a whole lot more right after the break. Hope you're still here. All right, folks, coming up next, more Legends Division Action singles competition with Tito Santana, set to go one-on-one up against the one-man riot squad himself, Dick the Bulldog Brower, accompanied by Captain Lou Albano.
Following Legends Division contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, hailing from Tacoma, Mexico, weighing 234 pounds, here's Tito Santana. Tito has put the loss of the Mid-South title to Billy White Moon behind him, and Santana is looking to move forward, with just Bulldog Brower standing in his way tonight. He's got a huge edge over the brutish lunatic, just by virtue of being a thinking man's wrestler, but he'll have to be quick and settle Brower before he gets too much of an upper hand through brutality and or cheating from himself. Or Lou Albano standing ringside.
Wow, you summed that up beautifully, GB.
And his opponent, accompanied by Captain Lou Albano from Dover, Delaware, weighing 285 pounds, the one-man riot squad, Dick the Bulldog Brower.
The captain letting the Bulldog off the leash here, and what a wild man this guy is, that doughy face, those bulging eyes. Brower has what my dad used to call a face for radio, but good looks seldom translate into in-ring skill, and Brower makes up for a homely appearance with his. Definitely a far more aggressive opponent than Tito Santana, and GB's nailed it. If Tito can outwit and outmaneuver Brower, there's no reason he can't take home the W.
Yeah, but Albano is likely to be a factor at ringside. You know him. He's going to throw a chair in there, or he's going to distract Tito Santana or the referee by any means necessary.
On the other side of the ring, Tito Santana is plenty familiar with both Brower, Albano, and their methods, and he'll just have to guard against them as best he can. He's definitely got the fans on his side here, leaving the 2 or 3 Bulldog Brower fans in the building to not even be heard. Ah.
All 3 of them, huh? That's pretty good, GB. Ain't gonna be a whole lot of fan support for Mr. Brower in this one. Oh man, but Tito is definitely ready to rock here. Walt Rothburn rings the bell. Brower charges, catches a knee from Santana. They lock it up. Tito Santana pushes him into the corner right in front of the captain. Referee gonna have to break this one up. See if we get us a clean break. And we do. All right, well, they lock up again. Headlock from Tito Santana. Brower trying to power his way out. Whoa, takes it down to the mat. But Brower, whoa, look at this. I'm impressed. Brower turns it into a head scissors. Releases the hold. Walks into another knee from Santana, but a quick counter, a hard left, and a double axe handle that takes Santana down to the canvas. Tito Santana back on his feet. Countered again by the Bulldog. Swing and a miss. A knee and a couple of kicks to the chest, and down goes Tito Santana. Oh man, the one-man ride squad's fired up. Came to work in a bad mood today. Brower over the top rope and down onto the floor. And out comes Tito Santana right after him. Santana rounds up the Bulldog. Hit first into the apron, and down he goes again. Referee Walt Rothburn already starting to count. Brower rolls back inside the ring. Santana swings and misses with a kick. Brower swings and misses with a shoulder. Catches a couple of stomps in the back from Tito Santana. Tito whips him to the ropes. Ducks under. Here we go. Oh, man, nice elbow. Down goes Brower. Rounded back up. Arm drag from the Bulldog. Counter from Tito Santana. Oh, quick counter from Bulldog Brower. Could have been a lot worse for the Bulldog right there. Headbutt. Tried for a second one, but didn't quite connect. Whips Santana over the top rope out onto the floor. Bulldog Brower slowly, methodically making his way out the ring. Right after Tito Santana. Santana counters with a hard right. Makes his way back inside the ring. Bulldog Brower from the outside hangs him up over the top rope. Ouch. Santana momentarily dazed. Kick to the midsection from Bulldog Brower. Another clothesline and another trip to the outside for Tito Santana. Well now, Bulldog Brower definitely came to work in a move. Takes himself to the outside. Santana counters with a right. Takes himself back inside the ring. Here comes Brower. Dragon sleeper from the Bulldog. Releases the hold. Santana quickly puts him up in a fireman's carry and pancakes him face first down to the canvas. Well now, Tito Santana drags him just about center ring. Delivers a stomp to the shoulder. And another one. Now Bulldog Brower definitely on the defensive here. As Tito goes for a cover, hooks the leg one, but just barely a one. Brower powering out pretty quick. An elbow backs off Santana. Misses with the double axe handle. Santana connects with the right. Turns Brower around. Hard Irish whip into the corner. Here comes Tito, swing and a miss. Bulldog Brower winds up the arm. Charges. Falls into a drop toe hold from Santana. Tito whips Brower to the ropes. High hip toss. Nice work from Tito Santana, huh? Wow. Bulldog Brower covered again, one, and again another, just one. He's still got way too much steam in the tank. Brower quickly making his way back up to his feet, and a hard forearm backs Santana off. Tito counters with another right. Brower up against the ropes. Brower counters with another right. Whoa! Clothesline takes Brower down. Tito Santana from behind, rear chinlock. Wow, this one's been a ride so far. Man, Bulldog Brower unable to get himself out of the hole here. Making his way up to his feet pretty slowly. Here we go. Couple of hard elbows to the midsection, breaks the hold. Brower with a right, another. Santana counters with a beautiful left. Into a dragon sleeper. Winds up the arm. Takes Brower down with an arm breaker. Nicely done by Tito Santana. Up and over into a back body drop from the Bulldog. Brower with a kick to the midsection. Whips Santana into the corner. He rebounds out the hard way, but quickly counters with an elbow. Tries for the clothesline, but no good. One arm slam from Bulldog Brower. And Tito Santana has been at a disadvantage from the word go. Brower is absolutely fired up. Hangs him up off the middle rope. This is going to be bad news. Rebound off the ropes from Brower. Brings all his weight down across the back. Brower rounds Santana up again. Here we go. Tongan death grip. He's going to try and choke a submission out of Tito Santana. Referee Walt Rothburn monitoring Santana very carefully. This can easily turn into a choke. But, oh man. Brower releases the hold. Santana back up on his feet, catches a kick to the gut. Bulldog Brower with a vertical suplex on Tito Santana. Man. Bulldog Brower in rare form this evening and giving Tito Santana the business. Jawjacker backs Brower off. Brower counters the kick, slams him down to the mat. Oh, man. It's rare to see Bulldog Brower like this. Clothesline takes Santana down. Swing and a miss from Santana. Rebound off the ropes. A back body drop from the Bulldog. And now, look at this. Spawn Buster. And down goes Tito Santana. Brower moves in quick for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Wrap it up and take it home, Dick. The Bulldog Brower defeats Tito Santana by pinfall. Let's get the official word from Buck Morton.
The time, 8 minutes and 21 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Bulldog Brower. That was brutal. Tito Santana was left with nothing but a slim chance, with Brower being just way too aggressive tonight. The man never really stood much of a chance, with Brower leaving him zero wiggle room. Hate to admit it, but Brower smoked him like one of those fat cigars he enjoys in his off time. Lousy outcome in my book.
Santana just couldn't keep the momentum on his side long enough to do any lasting damage, not with Brower being so dialed in tonight. Hell, Lou Albano didn't even have to involve himself in the match, with the Bulldog handling the situation all by himself. Not that it's credit-worthy or anything, agreed Johnny. A disappointing end to a really good matchup.
Yep, this is why you guys are the best color analysts in the world. We'll be back with Georgia Washington, the Yankee Rose, when we return.
So, Georgia Washington thinks she's the best, thinks she can take on legends, huh? Well, I'm Luna Vachon, the nastiest woman in professional wrestling, and trying to beat me is like using a screwdriver to cut roast beef.
Coming up next on Snarl, the Yankee Rose, Georgia Washington, has been pretty busy lately and seemingly obsessed with taking down some big names around here as she searches for a title shot. Tonight, the Yankee Rose goes one-on-one with one of the toughest gals in the Legends division, the one and only Luna Vachon.
Woohoo! Sounds like the Yankee Rose is gonna get chewed up like an unattended child at a pit bull farm.
The following ladies division contest set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from the other side of hell, here is Luna Vachon.
Well, folks, very few ladies in the Ladies Legends division are as wild or as unpredictable as Luna Vachon. A legacy from the Vachon wrestling family. She's got it in the blood, and she's got it in for Georgia Washington. Look at this, mocking Georgia Washington's entrance, practically move for move, man. Wow.
Luna's already playing head games with the Yankee Rose, and that demonstrates Luna Vachon's sense of ring psychology, trying to get inside Georgia Washington's head before the bell has even rung. This is going to be, well, juicy.
That's what I think, too. Can't really call a winner right off the bat. I mean, Georgia Washington did defeat China. She had a match with Manami Toyota recently, and, well, who can say?
And her opponent from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Yankee Rose, is Georgia Washington.
I'm talking about a Yankee Rose. Ooh, she looks wild. Wild. Wild.
valet out here on her own hook again tonight. And okay, so maybe she did snag a win over China, but Manami Toyota made her look ineffectual. When you're talking about Luna Vachon, someone who wrestled her ex-husband, the vampire warrior gangrel in a black wedding match, you really have to lean towards Luna doing what Manami Toyota did. I'm not holding out a whole lot of hope for Georgia.
Makes sense to me, but a win for Georgia would give her a bit more credit towards a ladies' title shot, and she could very well get one. Still, Luna's not your average lady wrestler either.
Yeah, you got that right. Luna Vachon may be a lot of things, but average is definitely not one of them. Tom Kanamura rings the bell. And here we go. Luna Vachon right out the gate with a spine buster on Georgia. Luna rounds her up, gets her up on one knee, a kick to the face, and down goes Georgia. Luna rounds her up again. They tussle. Georgia shoves her back. Charges, swings and misses. Luna Vachon lays in a couple of kicks. Georgia quickly counters. Whips Luna Vachon to the far corner. She rebounds out. And look at it. Whoa! Nasty suplex from the Yankee ropes. Georgia rounds Luna up. Standing drop kick misses the mark. Luna Vachon going to take advantage of the mistake. Georgia Washington counters real quick into a dragon sleeper. And Luna Vachon losing the opportunity here with a leg snap from Georgia. Well, now, Luna rounded back up to her feet. Oh! Hard forearm stunned her. A shot to the back. Look at this. Georgia trying to lift Luna Vachon, but Luna with a clubbing blow to the back misses again with another drop kick, a hard right from Georgia Washington. Georgia Washington, snap mirror, swings and misses with the kick. Luna Vachon misses with the clothesline. A whole lot of missing going on here. Hard whip to the ropes for Luna, rebounds out sharp and an elbow. Georgia Washington quickly covers one, just a one. Luna Vachon, definitely way too tough to be taken out that quick. Luna misses with the spinning kick. Georgia tags her with a hard right, takes her down, rounds her right back up again. A chop across the chest. And now into a head scissors with a couple of wraps on the noggin for Luna Vachon. Oh, man. Well, Georgia Washington drives a knee into the head of Luna. Georgia Washington trying her best to present a real challenge here to Luna Vachon. Luna counters with a forearm, backs her off. Has her up. Whoa! Georgia Washington counters it into a quick DDT. And you got to be impressed in spite of her. Well, here goes the cover. 1, 2, but only a 2. On near fall, Luna Vachon got up and she don't look happy. Gloving right misses. Georgia Washington misses with the standing drop kick. Luna Vachon misses with a kick. Man, these two are just swinging for the fences. Neck breaker drop from Georgia Washington. Luna Vachon catches a stomp to the chest. The Yankee rolls, delivers another one. Rounds up Luna Vachon. Hard forearm takes Luna right back down again. Georgia Washington gathers her back up. Another hard forearm, and here's another quick pin attempt. 1, 2, but another near fall. Luna Vachon gets right back up again. Whoa, Luna Vachon is one tough sucker. Swings and misses again. Georgia whips her to the ropes. Winds her up. Oh, drop toe hold from Luna Vachon. Georgia Washington not expecting that one. Gets turned around. A hard shot to the back. And look at this. Palm handle backbreaker from Luna Vachon. Luna rounds up Georgia. Georgia counters with a right. Another right. Backs Luna Vachon up a good couple of feet. And another suplex from Georgia Washington. Georgia gathers Luna Vachon up again. Luna quickly counters with an elbow. A snap mirror and a kick to the back for Georgia Washington. Luna Vachon misses with the stomp. Whoa, quick counter from Luna Vachon into an armbar on Georgia Washington center ring, but Georgia rolling out of it, and look at this, by the ankles. Spins Luna and takes her for a ride. Georgia Washington moves in, rounds up Luna Vachon again, a hard forearm. Luna up against the ropes, a kick from Georgia. Georgia Washington has her up. Look at this rope-assisted vertical suplex from the Yankee ropes. Luna Vachon laid out just about center ring. Goes for the cover right in the heart of the logo. 1, 2, and another near fall. Luna Vachon still getting up way too fresh after every one of those pin attempts. Luna Vachon Countered by Georgia Washington. Oh, spear. Oh, man, Luna. Oh, man. Georgia Washington nailed her with that spear. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. But another near fall. Georgia Washington cannot believe it. Luna Vachon. Perhaps not getting up quite as quickly as she did before. Georgia Washington stalking Luna Vachon here. Whoa. Luna Vachon counters quickly. And whoa, what a DDT from Luna Vachon. Luna rounds her up. Tries for the neck breaker, but doesn't get it. Kick to the midsection from Georgia. Georgia has her up in the fireman's carry over their shoulders. And here we go. Pancake face first to the canvas. Luna gathered back up again. Georgia with another vicious forearm. Luna Vachon right back up again. Up over the shoulders one more time. Georgia Washington takes her towards the far corner. Head first into the turnbuckle. Luna Vachon quickly out of the corner. By the hair, swung halfway across town by the Yankee Rose. Luna Vachon gathered up again. Georgia Washington one more time up over the shoulders in the fireman's carry, and another flapjack pancake face first to the canvas. Georgia Washington going for another cover. 1, 2, and another near fall. And Luna sits right back up again. Georgia Washington doesn't see her coming. Counters the kick though, and takes her down with a one-arm slam. Luna Vachon starting to lose some momentum here. Counters with a knee to the midsection. Another snap mare from Georgia. Drives a knee into the back of Luna Vachon. Rounds her back up to her feet. Luna counters with a kick to the gut. Luna with another spine buster on Georgia Washington as momentum starts to shift towards Luna Vachon one more time. Wow. Well, this one's been pretty good so far. Luna Vachon makes her way to the top turnbuckle. Georgia Washington makes her way to her feet and quickly counters Luna Vachon and takes her down to the canvas off the top turnbuckles. Georgia Washington stalking Luna Vachon. And here we go. Oh, Luna Vachon counters again. And another beautiful wraparound DDT from Luna Vachon. Luna rounds up Georgia. Tries for the neck breaker, fails to get it. There's another forearm that stuns Luna. And look at this. There's that modified abdominal stretch with the leg brought into play. Referee Tom Canamora asking Luna Vachon what she wants to do here, but she's shaking her head no. Luna using her leg muscles to get out of that one. Nice hip toss from Luna Vachon. Rounds Georgia Washington right back up onto her feet again. Has her up, but Luna, oh man, quick counter from Georgia Washington and a kick to the leg. Into the Dragon Sleeper. Luna Vachon being set up here. Here's a vertical suplex from the Yankee Rose. And now Georgia Washington stalking Luna Vachon. Luna Vachon just about getting back to her feet. Whoa, there's a hard slap across the face. And there it is, the Rockets Red Glare, the RRG. Luna Vachon is laid out. Georgia covers 1, 2, 3. Shut up. Georgia Washington with another upset win over another legend by pinfall.
The time, 7 minutes and 49 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Miss Georgia Washington.
Now that right there's an upsetting upset. In an ongoing trend tonight, Luna, unable to build a sufficient head of steam on Georgia Washington, gets nailed by the Rockets' red glare and gets herself pinned for a 3 count. And while none of us here in the booth can believe it, it means Georgia Washington could very well be angling for a ladies' championship matchup, and soon. Well, we may not believe what we just saw, but we have to accept it. The Yankee Rose pulls off another surprise victory for herself.
And we will be right back with some tag team action when we come back from the break. Hope to see you here when we come back.
We're back, and coming up, cruiserweight competition in a non-title matchup with Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam, locking horns with the RWL Cruiserweight Champion, Gary Galaxy.
That ain't their first mix-up, but when these two get together, man, it is fire. And I said it, fire.
The next non-title contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing 234 pounds, Rob Van Dam. Whether you know him as Mr. Monday night, the whole damn show, or whatever, Rob Van Dam has been and remains an icon in the world of pro wrestling. Former ECW Tag Champion with the legendary Sabu, one of the pioneering ECW originals, once managed by Bill Alfonso, and is part of the Legends division here in our WL, RVD still packs in the fans, and those fans, as you can hear, make lots of noise when RVD comes down that ramp.
As far as our WL goes, Rob Van Dam has clashed with a vast number of big-time stars like the Great Muta, Booker T, Ricochet, Tony Dangerous, and several more. But there's a certain tension between RVD and Cruiserweight Champion Gary Galaxy. And their previous encounter was about as wild as you could expect, so it was just a matter of time before they ended up banging heads again tonight, and they are gonna burn up that ring for sure.
His opponent, accompanied by Sylvia Strong from Chesapeake, Virginia, weighing 196 pounds, they are WO Cruiserweight Champion, the prototype, Gary Galaxy. Sylvia's advised Gary Galaxy to waste no time shutting RVD down quickly, so as to not give the man an excuse to even ask for a Cruiserweight title match with Gary. So the plan is, nip it in the bud and cut out the cancer before it grows and spreads. With Gary already sporting a win over Rob Van Dam, the prototype is going onto this match with heaps of confidence that he can make that happen.
Okay, but there's another guy on the other side of the ring that might not necessarily agree. Willie Johnson rings the bell. They come center ring. Rob Van Dam swings and misses a couple of times. Gary Galaxy opens up with a series of shots and a spinning back fist. Gary locks up Rob Van Dam. Clothesline takes him down to the mat. There's a series of wrist clutch kicks to the ribs and a forearm. Taking RVD right back down, but right back up again. Standing dropkick takes Gary Galaxy down. And already this one's starting to get fiery. Rob Van Dam connects with a kick and another. Gary counters, locks him up. Another clothesline that takes Rob Van Dam right back down again. A stomp to the shoulder. The prototype countered Rob Van Dam back up on his feet. Gary charges and a running kick that takes Rob Van Dam right back down again. This one's gotten nuts right away. Wow. Series of hard shots and another spinning back fist. Gary off the ropes and wow, okay. I don't think he really realized how far away Rob Van Dam was. Goes behind, German suplex. Sylvia Strong watching the prototype real careful. Driving knees into the head of Rob Van Dam. Gary Galaxy coming out real aggressive in this one. The Cruiserweight champ nails Rob Van Dam with another series of shots, a driving knee to the midsection, and an axe kick. Oh man, right to the back of the head, and whoa! Top rope moonsault across the back of Rob Van Dam. Gary Galaxy, mounted punches, hard right hands, and a stomp to the midsection. And goes right back, now a series of hard lefts, followed up with yet another stomp to the midsection, and Rob Van Dam has already been busted open. Gary Galaxy going all the way topside, double boot stomp right into the guts of Rob Van Dam. Another set of shots to the back, a kick to the face, and man, the Cruiserweight champion Gary Galaxy really starting to pull away here and really sticking it to Rob Van Dam. Torturing the arm and shoulder, drives a couple of knees into the back of Rob Van Dam. Gary Galaxy rounds him up. Hard whip to the rope, up and over. Well, that's a hard whip, all right. Up and over the top rope and out onto the floor. Gary slides on out right after him. Rob Van Dam counters with a couple of mounted punches. Grabs Gary Galaxy by the leg. Leg breaker. Right there from Rob Van Dam. Whoa, man, look at that standing moonsault by RVD. RVD rounds up Gary Galaxy again. Kick to the midsection from Gary. They lock it up again. And, oh, man, right into the barricade for Gary Galaxy. Rob Van Dam starting to open up here with a couple of shots. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Right into the barricade. That's just brutal. Hard kick to the midsection. Rob Van Dam rounds up Gary. Goes behind, German suplex. That was fat. Rob Van Dam, known for his speed, and his speed is amazing. Basement dropkick to the side of the head of Gary Galaxy. Rob Van Dam rounds him up again. Pitching him towards the ramp. And Rob Van Dam taking his ease right now as the referee starts the count on Gary Galaxy. Gary getting back up to his feet out there. Moves in. Tries to nail him with a couple of shots, but it doesn't work. Vertical suplex from Rob Van Dam. Gary back up on his feet. This is not going to be good right here. Flosswater out there on the floor. Missed that ring post by just a couple of inches. Rob Van Dam countered by Gary Galaxy. Van Dam pitches him towards the barricades again. Sylvia Strong watching, well, up close and personal. Whoa! Can't get much more up close and personal than that. Sylvia Strong said, let me get the hell out of here. Gary Galaxy with mounted, man, he is just administering a beatdown to Rob Van Dam on the outside as referee Willie Johnson continues to count. A driving knee to the midsection and another axe kick out there on the floor. Face first into the mat goes RVD. Gary Galaxy decides to step out, roll himself back inside the ring. Rob Van Dam seeing the pretty birdies and hearing the pretty stars. And yes, I said that exactly that way. I know exactly what I said. Goes behind. Rob Van Dam pitch towards the timekeeper now. Everybody's getting involved. Referees, timekeepers, managers, well, it don't get much more up close and personal than this. Another axe kick from Gary Galaxy right in front of the timekeeper and the bell ringer, man. Wow. Forearm to the side of the head of Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam swings and misses. Another running knee from Gary Galaxy. Man, referee's count still continuing here as Gary Galaxy rounds up Rob Van Dam, locks him up, pitches him towards the far corner on the outside, rolls himself back inside the ring. Referee continuing to count Rob Van Dam. Oh man, look at this. Gary Galaxy said, I'm going to break the count. We'll start it all over again. Rounds up Rob Van Dam. A series of shots and kicks and elbows and woohoo! Down goes RVD again. Gary Galaxy drives a wrist clutch knee into the head of Rob Van Dam. Gary rounds him up again. Again, Rob Van Dam in big trouble here. Pitch towards, right into the 11. Rob Van Dam says, no you don't. Dragon screw. Gary Galaxy rounded back up to his feet. And a jawjacker. Wow, he went down hard. Okay. Rob Van Dam pitches Gary Galaxy again towards the opposing far corner barricade. Makes his way back inside. Referee still counting again. Rob Van Dam sits himself up on the top turnbuckle. Probably not a smart thing to do. Takes himself right back down. Kick to the midsection. Takes Gary right back down. Stomp to the midsection. RVD countered by Gary Galaxy with an elbow. Gary locks him up. Drives a knee into the head of GTS right there. Wow. Hard right spins Rob Van Dam around. He's got him up over the shoulders. Drives the knee into the head again. Another GTS goes for the cover. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Whoa. Okay, that was as near a near fall as you're ever going to get. That was 2.999er. Gary Galaxy all the way up on the top turnbuckle, waiting for Rob Van Dam to stand himself on up. Boom! Fist drop. Takes him right back down. Wow, that was a nasty one. Rob Van Dam counters with a kick to the head, gets back up on his feet, moves in on Gary Galaxy, hits him right into the corner. Rob Van Dam with a knee to the back, and an elbow to the throat. Gary Galaxy might be stunned right here as Rob Van Dam drags him center ring. Look at this, rebound off the ropes, and there's the rolling thunder from Rob Van Dam. RVD up on the top rope. Is it time? Yep, 5-star. Goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2. Gary Galaxy finds his way out again. I told you these two are nuts when they get together. RVD drives a knee into the back of Gary Galaxy. Gary charges, counters Rob Van Dam. Drives a shot to the midsection. Gary escorts Rob Van Dam to the far corner, head first into the turnbuckle, sits him up on the top turnbuckle. Look at this. Whoa, what a suplex off the top rope from the prototype. I don't think I've ever seen him do that one before. Wow. Gary Galaxy with Rob Van Dam laid out center ring. And he is just biding his time deciding what he's going to do next, if he's going to move or he's going to wait for Rob Van Dam to stand himself back on up. But Rob Van Dam is counting the ring lights right now. Gary Galaxy, a little indecisive as to what he wants to do. Wait a minute, here we go. Rob Van Dam standing himself back up. Gary Galaxy right there waiting for him, but he waited too long. Procrastination is the thief of time, Gary. Rob Van Dam hangs him up in the tree of woe. Gary Galaxy with a boot in his throat from Rob Van Dam. Gary charges, there's a spear. Boom, down goes Rob Van Dam, and here's a cover. 1, 2, 3. That one wraps up pretty quick. Gary Galaxy taking out Rob Van Dam in a fiery matchup.
The time, 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Gary Galaxy.
Well, there's no kidding. That one was definitely a battle and a half, but the prototype Gary Galaxy coming up with the win, much to the delight of Sylvia Strong. And wow, when these, like I said, when these two get together, it is always fire. And man, was it ever. Rob Van Dam, again, giving Gary Galaxy a pretty good run for his money, but in the end, it winds up being the prototype, the Cruiserweight champ, getting the 1-2-3 pinfall over Rob Van Dam. And we'll be back. When we do come back, it's going to be the Freak and the Wild Thing, the Psychedelics in tag team action. Stay with us. All right, gang, we are going to close out the first hour with tag team competition with Law and Disorder, the Big Boss Man, and Bam Bam Bigelow set to go 2-on-2 against the Freak and the Wild Thing, the RWL Sn Rl Tag Team Champions, the Psychedelics.
The following non-title tag team contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 647 pounds, the team of the Big Boss Man and Bam Bam Bigelow, Law and Disorder.
Well, in their last match on Rage, Law and Disorder picked up a count-out win over the Doctors, and Bam Bam and Boss Man will be looking for another win against the Snarl Tag Team Champions, the Psychedelics, who they have met before, and with the forward impetus of their last win, who can say they won't pull off an upset over the Freak and Wild Thing? I'm reserving judgment, with the Psychedelics having scored a win in their last matchup as well. It's just too narrow for me to call.
Not for me, Wally.
Wally sounds to me like Mr. GB's got some inside dope that he's not letting us in on.
Their opponents, accompanied by Sylvia Strong, at a combined weight of 447 pounds, they are WL Sn Tag Team Champions, the Freak and the Wild Thing Wing Team, the Psychedelics. I've got it on good authority, the ginchiest authority, that the Psychedelics are coming in well rested and ready to get back to work, since they'll be defending the Snarl Tag Belts at the Super Card on the 28th. So, as usual, Sylvie's got the boys a little tune-up match against Law and Disorder, making sure they'll be even more dialed in for their upcoming title defense.
No disrespect intended, Johnny, but your relationship to Sylvia Strong makes you extremely partial. Seems to me you're almost obligated to say that.
Very funny, Wally.
Okay, it's gonna be the Boss Man starting out for Law and Disorder and the Freak starting out for the Psychedelics. And what a closer for the first hour here. The ref rings the bell, they come center ring. The Freak off the middle rope and a crossbody right away a pin. Wow, one, but just a one. Well, a little too early for that. The Freak follows it up with a stomp to the back of the Big Boss Man. And a series of headbutts. Man, ow, that looks like it hurt. Big Boss Man, slow getting to his feet, the Freak right there. Hard forearm, takes the Boss Man down closer to the Psychedelics corner, right in front of Sylvia Strong. Way to impress the boss. Another forearm, and down goes the Boss Man again. And here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tag on the tag. Boss Man charges, running DDT. Takes Tag down on the canvas. Basement dropkick takes him down a second time. Boss Man, kick to the midsection, and another DDT for Wild Thing Wayne Tag. Big Boss Man immediately going for a cover. One, and just a one. Man, Wild Thing got that shoulder up real quick. Boss Man charges, misses with the clothesline. A cheap shot from Bam Bam Bigelow. A kick to the midsection from Wild Thing. A knee to the midsection from Boss Man. A counter from Wild Thing. He sets him up for a... Oh, man, look at this big boss man with elbows to the side of the head, foiling his move. And another DDT for Wild Thing Wayne Tate. He takes a few more of those. He's going to be in big trouble. Here comes Bam Bam Bigelow on the tag. And the Wild Thing's laid out. Took a lot of DDT, swung by his ankle halfway across the ring. Bam Bam Bigelow, look at this, a deadlift. The pure power of the Beast of the East. Look at this. He's got the Wild Thing all the way up. And he's taking his time, putting him down. Boom. Oh, man. Wild Thing's taking a beating here. And again, hauled by his ankle towards the opposing team's corner. Law and Disorder starting to gel here. Wild Thing counters with a right. And another. Bam Bam Bigelow shoves him back. Charges. Crossbody takes down Wild Thing again. And the Wild Thing looking like he might want to try and tag out and get the freak in here. And Bam Bigelow turns him over. Single leg crab. Possible submission here as the referee checks it out. Walt Rothburn asking a Wild Thing what he wants to do, but no. Wild Thing finds his way out. Bam Bam shoves him back again. Charges, misses with the forearm. Wild Thing rounds him up. Hard whip to the rope. Oh, man. Elbow right to the chest. Wild Thing. Oh, man. Inverted slam right there. Nicely done. Wild Thing covers, hooks the leg. One, but not even barely, just one. Bam Bam Bigelow with the shoulder up real quick. Here comes the freak again. Bam Bam Bigelow charges. Whoa. One arm slam from Bam Bam Bigelow as he tries to leave town. The freak moves in, but here comes the big boss man. The freak kick to the midsection. All right, another kick. And whoa, what a spin kick. Enziguri right to the head right there. Boss man shoves him back. The freak back up on his feet. Bam Bam Bigelow tagged in. Well, efficient tagging from Law and Disorder here. A jab, a chop, a punch. Bam Bam Bigelow forced into the corner. Knees to the midsection from the freak. And down goes Bam Bam Bigelow. A boot to the chest right there. The freak putting the boots to the chest of Bam Bam Bigelow. Now check this out, using the ropes there. Oh, man, both knees right into the chest of Bam Bam Bigelow. The freak steps out. Wild Thing comes in. The Snarl Tag Team Champions performing pretty efficiently right here. Rolling elbow across the chest of Bam Bam Bigelow. A stomp to the midsection. The Wild Thing delivers a stomp to the shoulder and quickly backs out. Tags in the freak again. Oh, well now, Sylvia Strong got to be really proud of the Psychedelics and their performance. Huh. The freak gouging the face of Bam Bam Bigelow. Ow. Goes behind. Bam Bam counters with an elbow. Moves in. Locks up the freak. Uh-oh, this don't look good. He's got him. Oh, what a backbreaker right there. And again, Bam Bam Bigelow using that power. Deadlifts the freak all the way up over his head and just lets him drop like a stone. The freak in big trouble and on the wrong side of town. Bam Bam Bigelow moves in, backs him up, clubbing right to the chest, and a stomp to the chest, and a stomp to the back. Bam Bam Bigelow firmly in control as the big boss man is tagged in. Boss man locks up the freak, whips him to the ropes, an elbow that got countered by the big boss man, a series of right hands, and the big boss man has him up for the pile driver. Boom, right there it is. Ow, man, the freak definitely feeling that one. Big boss man rebounds off the ropes. 300 plus pounds comes crashing to the canvas as the freak finds his way out pretty quick. The freak against the rope. Boom. Oh, another beautiful rebound crossbody. And again, the freak delivers a series of headbutts to the big boss man. Oh, man, he just laid him out pretty good. Boss man slow getting back to his feet. Here's a chop. Here's a right. Here's a left. Here's a jab. Oh, man. The big boss man forced into the far corner by the freak. Whip to the opposing corner. Here's the charge. Boom. Whoa, 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 whoa. And the Wild Thing even got in a cheap shot. Rebound off the ropes and a spear from the freak. Oh, now here's a cover. 1, 2. But Bam Bam Bigelow right there to make the save for his team. Wild Thing Wayne Tate comes in, offering an assist, but the freak seems to have it in control as the big boss man gets up to his feet. And here we go. Oh, man, missed with the leg drop, and I know that hurt his keister. Huh. Boss man locked up, whipped to the ropes, counters the freak again, locks him up, escorting the freak to his team's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle goes the Freak. And here's Bam Bam Bigelow on the tag. And here comes a double team from Law and Disorder. The Freak whipped to the ropes. Big time back body drop as Bam Bam Bigelow assumes control of this matchup. Bam Bam steps outside. Wonder what that's about. Taking his time. Taking the long way around, going after the Freak. Gathers him up to his feet. A hard right spins him around. Bam Bam goes behind. Whoa, what a one-arm slam as the referee continues to count. Bam Bam Bigelow rolling the Freak back inside the ring. Wild Thing Wayne Tig on standby here. Rebound off the ropes. Another crossbody from the Freak on Bam Bam Bigelow. A stomp to the midsection. A stomp to the shoulder. The Freak steps out. In comes Wild Thing Wayne Tig again. Real frenetic tagging in this matchup so far. A kick to the chest. The Freak watching as Wild Thing Wayne Tig goes to work here. Whips Bam Bam Bigelow to the ropes. Ducks under. And an elbow takes Bam Bam Bigelow down right in front of Sylvia Strong. Another rebound off the ropes from the Wild Thing and a big time leg drop on Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam trying to find his way out to tag the Big Boss Man. Wild Thing. Is he going to let it happen? Unfortunately, yes. Here comes the Big Boss Man. Charges. Misses with the clothesline. Connects with a knee. Boss Man maybe going for a bear hug, but Wild Thing counters. A headbutt. Takes the Big Boss Man down on the canvas. Wild Thing Wayne Tig gathers him up. A series of running forearms. Wow. Okay, here we go. Winds him up. We'll do the hustle neck breaker right there. Wow. Big Boss Man. Laid out center ring. Wild Thing covers. 1, 2, 3. That is a wrap. The Psychedelics defeat Law and Disorder by pinfall. Let's get the official time from Buck Morton.
The time, 7 minutes and 52 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, the Psychedelics. Well, gents, what do you have to say now? It's not partiality. When you're positive, you're right. And this proves that both Sylvia Strong and I made the correct assessment. I won't need a written apology or anything. Just the looks on your faces is more than enough to satisfy me. But anyway, the Psychedelics clean house with Law and Disorder, and look who's taking home the win. And I'll bet you anything, they'll retain the titles at the Super Card 2.
Wally, I love and hate how confident this guy's become since hanging out with Sylvia Strong. Folks, we're going to wrap up the first hour when we come back from this next break with Wally Cardell's special report when we come back.
Fans, before we go to the first half break, let's have a look at the progress being made by both Liberty Bell Danielle and Jody Boric following their brutal Hell in a Cell match several weeks ago in Philadelphia. Well, Tex here says Danielle Heathcote is finally out of bed and undergoing some physical therapy, trying to get herself ready in time to defend her numerous championships. And she's finally back home here in the Keystone State after a few weeks in Texas. As for the Memphis Million heiress, Women's International Champion Jody Boric, she is also beginning physical therapy, according to the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, but her progress is a bit slower. And it's a question of whether or not she's going to pass her mandatory physical. More on these stories when we have it, and we'll be right back with the second half of tonight's Snarl when we return after the break.